Should we light it?
We should light it.
Cool.
Because you're about to get gaslit. On today's podcast, an end of an era, a farewell to a good friend, and John's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Wow, I feel so special. Let's drink.
Speech.
Okay, wait. First,
Speech.
I'm going to make a wish.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
That by the end of Joe Biden's presidency, however short-lived it may be, that our government is not overtaken by the progressive left.
Okay, but you just said that wish out loud. All right, here we go. Let me say hello. Testing. All right, we're the only podcast in town that tests things while they go live. So, John, there's a lot going on today.
Talk to me.
There's so much going on that I decided
Talk to me while we celebrate the birthday festivities. Thank you very much for the cake, guys. That was very considerate. I appreciate that.
You know, because you're such a special guy, we didn't get the tres leches. We got 4 leches.
Damn.
So, I'm not even sure what that means.
Went cuatro leches on me?
Yeah, cuatro leches on you today. Shout out to Vallartas.
Here you go, brother.
They had a Cookie Monster one, and I was in between Cookie Monster and cuatro leches.
Ooh.
And it was kind of a hard one, because I know how much of a Cookie Monster fan you are. So.
I am a huge Cookie Monster fan. I'm a big fan of Sesame Street.
So
Cookie Monster's one of my favorites. I think you guys chose wisely.
Yeah.
I think the Cuatro Leches is kind of like on that next upper echelon of, hey, you've made it.
It goes $1 million, cuatro leches.
At least.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
Thank you very
To
much.
many
Happy
years of
birthday.
years. To many
Maybe.
years of life.
Years of good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, good
I
stuff.
appreciate that.
All right.
God bless. That's
Anyways,
good.
as we
You
celebrate.
guys want to cut that? Do you want to cut this?
Oh no,
Or can you
kill
enjoy
it. I'm
on the
cool
show?
with you just killing it. You know, with COVID and
It's
all,
all
we have to
yours,
take
John.
safety. Yeah, we have to take safety precautions.
Yeah.
We can't just be all in the. doing
No,
the
you
same
want
thing.
to
Just put that to the
chop
side.
that up? Yeah.
There you go, John. I mean Bernard. Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you.
So as we celebrate a new year, we come to the end of an era, John. And I'm not sure if you know this or not. It may come as a surprise to you, but today is President Donald Trump's last day as president. And in our disclosed location, it's been very gloomy all day. It's been very windy, unnaturally.
Right?
Yeah.
More than usual.
More than usual.
And I haven't seen sunlight.
We haven't seen sunlight.
And I had a blackout last night.
Oh, you had a blackout last night? That's right, you had the blackout last night.
I was like, well, get ready for the
That's it.
we only have certain hours of
Yeah.
electricity, so
Your
make
air-
sure you start enjoying it now.
Okay.
I think they're just doing test runs just to
Wait,
get people used to it.
you had
That's
a-
how it is in communism, by the way.
Yeah,
In the
but
Soviet Union, they used to give you only a certain number of hours of hot water and a certain number of hours of electricity every night. Yeah. To
That's
conserve.
crazy. This is crazy because I had somebody telling me that part of the Great Reset was that, I'm sorry, not to get all conspiratorial really quick, but that their part of the plan was you're going to start seeing more blackouts to put everybody on one. So eventually we can get, and I'm not going to get into too much detail, but it's interesting that you say that. It being the last day for Donald Trump, there's a lot that he needs to do, obviously, pack up his bags and go. But one thing that's actually breaking news, it just came out 20 minutes ago, about 40 minutes now, is that Vice President Mike Pence has decided not to go and participate in Trump's send-off event.
What is that?
I guess he's going to have Trump wanted like a big military thing, like a military send-off.
Like with the armed forces there to kind of salute him away and say thanks for the 4 years.
Yeah.
Thanks for strengthening our military.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us a resurgence of supplies and
Yeah. No.
and bringing our military prowess back to what it should be.
Yeah, but what he got was like the centerpiece in one of the rooms on the way out. So
Gotcha.
yeah, Trump was not. So that's gonna be his send off, and
All
Mike
right.
Pence didn't want to be a part of that. Apparently, well, it's not detailed here, but it just says Mike Pence will not attend Trump's send off event,
Interesting.
which I think is tell it?
Kind of a
No.
slap in the face, no? When you've been the guy's VP for the last 4 years.
But didn't he put up with a lot?
Example.
Like when the whole riots happened, and he was like, he told.
Oh,
the
when they
entire-
try to go in and decapitate him?
Yeah.
What did they say? Heads on pikes! I guess I can see where he would be feeling a little triggered. But
Come
I mean,
on,
the guy,
it's
the
just
guy,
a
you
some
know.
Pikes thing. It happens.
I mean, you know,
every relationship comes to the point where you.
yeah, you want to kill each other. It's kind of normal.
Yeah. So I think.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
I think if you don't want to murder each other, then you probably don't care. you know?
That's true.
So
That's true.
That's
so
how I
it's
look
just
at it.
genuine love.
absolutely, I think it's just manifesting itself in murderous rage.
Okay, that's good. That's
So-
that's peak. That's peak love.
That's peak love.
Peak
yeah.
love. That's amazing.
But
But
Pence not attending. Honestly, I don't think Donald Trump gives a shit. Pence attends or not.
yeah.
He's for sure, if he ever does run again in the future, he for sure is not running with Pence.
Yeah.
I think that's already been established. But the thing that's kind of worrisome is like, you know, isn't that kind of committing political suicide for him? Because he did get half the country to vote for him, right?
Yeah.
So if
Is Pence gonna try to
is
run?
Pence, like, if he's ever looking to run for this office, the highest office in the country, isn't that kind of like you're alienating those
Well,
74 million voters?
I think it's how you see the Republican voter, right? Because you have the Republican base that will vote red no matter what,
Sure.
but then you
As
have,
you have the Democratic base.
right, blue
Yeah.
no matter who.
Yeah.
But you have people like me who only voted Republican because of Trump.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I said there was a saying on Twitter that we didn't vote for the Republican Party because of the Republicans. We voted for the Republican Party because of Trump. So it's kind of a curious thing. Like, where do all those people go? Will there ever be another populist president again? Does Mike Pence have it? Do any of the Republicans have it? Do you think it's over for? Is it really the end of Trump and the Republican Party?
I think populism isn't going anywhere. I think after what they see was going to go on with this term, this next term with Joe Biden, I think there's going to be a stronger push to have a populist president next, whether it be a Bernie Sanders style hardcore left populist or a Trump style just insane orange man populist.
Yeah.
I mean,
Extreme.
either way, because see, Trump. The thing with Trump is like, yeah, you have to give him credit. The fact that he does try to align more to the typical values of the American family, right? He's not hardcore right like some of the other conservatives that are in his party. He's definitely not the most right, and he's not. He's not really. He's really a Democrat that kind of converted into being a Republican, right? So
Yeah.
in reality, Trump's policies are not such that, you know, he's like this ultra conservative. Yeah, some of the stuff like the abortion stuff and that, there's going to be obviously mixed emotions on both sides of the aisle on that, and most people want you to take a hard stance with that. But for the most part, he tries to go at whatever is the most popular view at that moment. He tries to align himself with like, I'm sure he's one of those presidents where like when he's having these meetings, he's like, "Did you guys poll it? What came in? What came in
What
at
did the people
70%?
say?
Yeah, what did the people say about it?
Sir, but the
He's
data. It's
yeah,
like,
no. What do the people
People say,
want?
yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those cats. You
Yeah.
know, he's like, I want ratings, right? I want the attention. I want to appease the majority.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of those. I just want to. Everyone always wanted to label him as like the authoritarian who's going to tell everybody what to do. He's very far from that.
Yeah.
With most of his policy decisions, most of them are based on what was most popular in the general consensus, right? So I think people are going to miss that a little bit. That you're going to have a huge group of people that are going to feel alienated
Yeah.
with all the policy decisions going on. So that right there, you're going to have enough dissent where on the next election run or whenever they assassinate Joe.
Whoa.
Joe
Joe
Maggio.
Joe Maggio.
Joe G.
Joe, yeah, he's got it. Yeah, we're not,
I'm just saying.
All right, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We gotta get a new countdown. We've got the military operation. Before we get pulled off of YouTube, should be the second one. Also
Before we get pulled off
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about, he said it himself. He said he's gonna
If he croaks, right?
orchestrate
Hypothetically
or if he develops some sort of illness, which he admitted on television, his words, not mine, that he would just step down and go his own separate way.
Go on the farm finally.
Yeah.
I think Joe Biden should have been on the farm.
Yeah, probably about 20 years ago.
Should have been on the farm.
He could have been enjoying his life right now.
Should have been on the farm.
But it's okay.
But it's
they
interesting.
needed a skeleton.
So Trump gave his farewell speech today, and it's in here. I'm going to go ahead and play a clip.
I didn't hear it.
It's a 20-minute speech, but there's clips here that we have. So
okay, that's good. Let's play some clips.
Mr. President, my top priority, my constant concern has always been the best interests of American workers and American families. I did not seek the easiest course. By far, it was actually the most. I took on the tough battles, the hardest fights, the most difficult choices, because that's what you elected me to do. Your needs were my first and last unyielding focus. This, I hope, will be our greatest legacy.
So that's exactly what we were talking about right now. That's
wow.
But yeah, he hits everything golden on the note.
See, I wish I heard. Well, people are going to think that I heard that clip before.
Yeah,
we talked about it because it's exactly what we just mentioned. Yeah. Because he is that guy. He's the guy that I'm sure he was like in a room full of people that are saying this is the right way to do it. This is what we should do, and he's like, "What do people think?"
Yeah.
Like what percentage of the people want it this way?
You have a
lot,
and
then he's just like, "Okay, that's what we're doing."
You have a lot of people who think that they're but they're professionals or credentialed, and they think they know what's best based on. And this guy is much more intuitive, much
100%.
more connected with the people, despite his billionaire status. I think.
Yeah, but I think because he built that $1 billion empire on his own. I think that there's a lot to be said about that. I'm sure I know his father was a wealthy person, but not to his level of success.
Yeah.
And actually to build wealth, even though you start from wealth, it's not an easy thing to do. It's a lot harder to acquire wealth, than it is to maintain it.
Yeah, that's true.
So both are difficult, to be honest with you. Neither one is an easy task, but for a lot of people that have wealth, they squander the wealth. There's so many examples of them squandering wealth. If you look into American history, whereas Trump took what did he say? I took $1 million loan from my father and built the empire out of it.
Yeah,
there's something to be said about that. And so I don't think he had it the easiest way, and he didn't have a crutch where he could just go back and be like, well, I lost all of daddy's money, so he's just going to give me more money to go start my next crappy venture, which is what, most people who have never earned on their own, that's kind of their mentality. So I always have a safety net.
What do you think Donald Trump's dad was like? Think he was a hard ass?
Oh, man.
He's like that
can't
old-timey
imagine.
hard ass?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, how you think he was like, oh, how you doing, Donnie boy? No, and I think he was like, sit up straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tie your shoelaces. Kind of like, don't look at me like that.
Don't look at your father in the eye.
Yeah. I'm sure he was one of those fathers where it was like,
shark.
don't look at me in the eye. Yeah. And that's kind of how he developed this rough. I mean, he's Donald Trump. That's how he talks. That's who he is. He's an alpha. And a lot of people they can't deal with that, especially now with all the freaking pansies running around. I'm trying not to curse as much. My wife told me I curse too much on the podcast, so I'm trying to be cognizant of that.
Just want to say thank you to the wife, our one of our listeners, the only one. Oh,
yes.
Oh,
no, don't lie. Come on.
Okay, my mom listens too.
Yes. I can't play for my mom. My mom, she'd disown me if she heard the podcast.
So I just want to play this really quick, too, as well.
This is a republic of proud citizens who are united by our common conviction that America is the greatest nation in all of history. We are and must always be a land of hope, of light, and of glory to all the world. This is the precious inheritance that we must safeguard at every single turn. For the past 4 years, I have worked to do just that. From a great hall of Muslim leaders in Riyadh to a great square of Polish people in Warsaw, from the floor of the Korean Assembly to the podium at the United Nations General Assembly, and from the Forbidden City in Beijing to the shadow of Mount Rushmore. I fought for you, I fought for your family, I fought for our country. Above all, I fought for America and all it stands for, and that is safe, strong, proud, and free. Now, as I prepare to hand power over to a new administration at noon on Wednesday, I want you to know that the movement we started is only just beginning. There's never been anything like it. The belief that a nation must serve its citizens will not dwindle, but instead only grow stronger by the day. As long as the American people hold in their hearts deep and devoted love of country, then there is nothing that this nation cannot achieve. Our communities will flourish, our people will be prosperous, our traditions will be cherished, our faith will be strong, and our future will be brighter than ever before. I go from this majestic place with a loyal and joyful heart, an optimistic spirit, and a supreme confidence that for our country and for our children, the best is yet to come. Thank you and farewell. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
It was a really good speech.
I was thinking the same thing. I was compared to his incoming speech. That's a very optimistic speech, outlook on stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he wanted to throw some editorial, his own editorial thing on that, whiff on that, kind of go off script and say, I know you guys are still heartbroken about the election being stolen, and you know, I know that was like
Allegedly.
you could tell he was like shaking inside. Just wanted, he wants to get that out too.
Yeah.
But you know, he kept it together. I think that's the right message. You know, you're trying to say, listen, be optimistic, be courteous. Don't. I think that message drives like a good point. That look, we still have a country that we have to love and respect. So don't go out and do something stupid on the 20th.
Yeah.
You know that's going to compromise that, because really, I think for the left, they're just waiting for that. They're waiting for that explosion of just hatred and pushback and everything, so they could say, "See, this we said it. This is what you guys are."
Wasn't that what
We've
they
been
got
saying
when the
they
Capitol
rioted.
riots happened?
Yeah, that's exactly. It was
Yeah.
ammunition for them, because they said, "This is what we said you guys were in. This is what you showed." So the problem is when you don't make any noise, right? You don't get fed. But then when you do make noise, then they say, "Oh, you're a spoiled brat, like we said you were," you know. So it's a catch-22 if you're a conservative.
Yeah.
You know, you have to walk a very fine line between being on the wrong side of history, because they can look at you as like the radicals that try to like overthrow government and overthrow our system, when really what they were trying to do is to preserve the integrity of our system. So in a way, no, I mean, in terms of like,
wait, we're talking about the rioters, or are we talking about the conservative?
No, we're talking about the people that they were protesting at that
sure.
Trump rally,
Yeah. The
because
peaceful
they felt,
protesters.
the peaceful protesters,
Sure, yeah.
that were saying like, hey, we're here because we want to make sure our voices are heard, because we don't feel like everything was done correctly, and to make sure the integrity of this election is kept and it's fair. Make sure we let's take the right steps. Let's take the time or whatever we need to do to make sure that future elections also are legitimate, because it goes both ways. If this same thing could happen to the Democrats in 4 years, you know.
Do you think Trump goes to the farm now?
I think he should probably just lay low for a little bit.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's gonna have. You know what? The presidential I mean, the burden is so immense when you see the presidents going in, and then when you see
Right.
them coming out of like office.
Uh-huh.
Just you to look at like before and after pictures of like Clinton, Obama, Bush, anybody really. I mean, it's scary.
Everyone except Donald Trump.
Well, Donald Trump, he dyes his hair. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he does look a little whiter. He did. You know when he looked old to me for the first time was after his COVID diagnosis.
Probably because they hadn't dyed his hair that week.
Possibly because they couldn't get to him.
They couldn't get to him.
But that was the first and only time where he looked like
he was probably
God
isolated.
damn.
Yeah, that's when he was
pale.
isolated too.
Yeah.
But like when for most, I mean, it's the hardest job in the world, right? To
Yeah.
run the most powerful country in the world.
Yeah.
So it's a lot on your back.
But for a guy
So-
who has never seemed to stop, does it finally stop now? I feel like
I don't know if he's not going to stop. I mean, I'm sure he's got a competitive spirit in him,
Yeah.
right? So he's not going to like the fact that he lost, whether he feels like he was cheated or even if he feels he was cheated, I mean, he's in business, so he's been cheated before.
yeah.
So this is nothing new to Trump.
yeah.
Like he knows like this is just part of how the game's played. Like whether you feel he was they cheated him in the election or they didn't, he knows that like this happens. This stuff is gonna happen, and I think he knew it was inevitable that like if there was enough, there was a rally cry to like have him out of office, it was gonna happen eventually, right? One way or the other. Either they were gonna impeach him or they were gonna find a way to get him out of the office, one way or the other. But none of this stuff I think is like shocking to him. It's not gonna like crush him. He's not gonna have like a defeatist mentality after this. If anything, he's probably just gonna want to lay low a little bit just to recover from his last 4 years. Remember, he's been under like a 4-year witch hunt,
Yeah.
and then been impeached twice.
Yeah.
Right. So he's had other stuff to worry about besides running the country, like having all these things run in parallel. So I think the guy deserves a break. Actually, I know a lot of people want him to have that break like in prison, but that's
Yeah.
crazy. I don't think he did anything to deserve warrant him going to jail. You know?
Yeah. Who's this guy? Oof. Yikes.
Whoa.
If you're in Texas right now, there's a manhunt for a man wanted for allegedly stabbing a family, including a 9-year-old.
Wow.
We'll go ahead and share that on our Twitter. If you guys follow us at GasLit Podcast 1, at GasLit Podcast 1. GasLit Podcast 1. I'm pretty sure that's
Are we?
Yeah, that's us.
I don't know, Jimmy. You take care of all that stuff. I just show up and talk.
So, I mean, I'm kind of sad. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad, but I'm still...
Jimmy,
What?
to an end of an era.
To the end of an era.
I think he tried his best. I think he could have done some things better. I think he could have kept his foot out of his mouth a little bit more and probably would have gotten more support,
Yeah.
more backing behind him. But
So I watch the news every morning. Channel 2 specifically. We talked about this before. And I didn't feel like being upset today. And let me just go and do this real quick. Watch out, y'all. Watch out, Texas. So,
thank you.
end of an era. And happy
End
birthday.
of an era. Thank you. Thank you guys. That was nice. Thank you, B.
So I didn't feel like being angry today. So every once in a while, what I'll do is I'll change the channel to the 20s plus in our public television in our undisclosed area.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, do you remember the show Home Improvement?
Yeah, Tim Allen.
Tim Allen? Yeah, okay. And it was so funny because it's just like, oh, this is perfect. This is great. Okay, so in this episode, Tim Allen, his neighbor, the guy who used to look over the fence, it was his eyes were always just like this.
Yeah, you never saw what his face looked
Yeah,
like.
but he was
The
full of
mystery
wisdom,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Full of wisdom. Well, he talks to him about aliens, right?
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen. He talks to
Okay.
Tim Allen's character about aliens, and he's like, "This is ridiculous." Well, he tells him that it happened, like he's seen something, right?
Uh-huh.
And Tim Allen is just like, "This is crazy," right? And I got the episode halfway in the middle, but basically what was happening, he was talking to his wife, and he was like, "What? You want me to relate to those conspiracy nut jobs?" And they start talking about like conspiracy theories, Area 51.
Yeah.
The good old
Yeah, the hardcore
Yeah.
conspiracy enthusiasts.
Yeah. So then he goes to the basement where his son has a computer, right?
Okay.
So he's figuring out how to use internet searches, right? And he's like, "This is ridiculous. There's no way." But then he finds 103,000 websites on, I guess whatever Google was at that time. Was it Ask Jeeves?
Ask Jeeves.
Remember
Yeah,
Ask
I
Jeeves?
remember Ask Jeeves. Ask.com. It was
Ask
Ask
that guy?
Jeeves.
Yeah, whatever was around back in the
Yeah.
day.
I used to
AOL.
use that in college.
Yeah.
Ask
So,
Jeeves.
and then he finds out, like, oh, there's all this stuff, and then his son is also there ridiculing the idea, and they're sitting there. And then the son falls asleep, but he stays up, browsing the chat rooms and everything. So then he starts believing.
A lot of the conspiracies.
Well, he starts questioning himself. He's like,
So that's
maybe-
Tim Allen.
That's Tim Allen's character, falling to like alien conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
right? And so then he's doing his show because that's what they would do, right? They would do the show, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you know what, Al? I guess the guy's name was Al, his
Yeah.
co-host. It's like, maybe you're an alien." And then it's like, "What are you talking? You're going crazy, right? Like you're, you know."
Yeah.
And then, so apparently he starts losing his mind. But the way it ends is he talks to the neighbor again, and then they both like just end up looking in the sky, and that's how it ends, right? But it got
The
me.
point of the story is.
It got me thinking about what happened to those old timey conspiracy theories. Like, how did we go from like Area 51, JFK still alive, Elvis is running like a tire shop over in Montreal? How did we go from that? And
Tupac works at like a Winchell's Donuts.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
No, yeah, Tupac. It's not a Winchell's. It's a Yum Yums.
Oh, okay. My bad.
How do we go from that to where we're at now? Because right now there was an article that came out that the somebody in Biden's cabinet has promised to come out and fully investigate QAnon publicly.
Investigate them?
Right.
Okay.
So we have the federal government now
Uh-huh.
publicly, because this would have never happened with Area 51, despite the fact that they've declassified stuff and have finally said that, yeah, there's UFOs out there.
Yeah.
Like this would have never been done on a massive scale. So how did conspiracy theorists go from these underground people to being on the front lines?
Being the smartest people in the room.
Whoa. Whoa.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You're all a bunch of whack jobs.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. No.
no. We can't go either way, all right? Look.
Okay, I'm just saying. Some of the stuff is pretty wacky.
There's some stuff that is some stuff that got debunked, right? Do you remember the Pizzagate thing?
Yeah. I
The
don't
underground
know.
bunker, and
I
it
know.
came out and found out there was no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the airport that's built like a swastika.
Yeah,
Maybe,
that's
like,
exactly
don't
what
let
I'm.
your phone ring during
Yeah,
the
don't let
podcast.
just the airplane mode.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, later, mom.
Oh, is it your mom?
No.
You can take it. You want to put it on speaker?
No, I blocked her.
Oh,
It's
that was nice.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I miss old timey conspiracy theorists. Like I'm kind of cool with lizard people. I like the idea. It's fun. Right?
How many lizard people do you think are going to be in Biden's cabinet?
I think they're all lizard people.
All of them?
All of them. Except Julian Castro. I think he's just a weird looking human being.
Huh.
Have you seen Julian Castro? And the worst part about the Castros is that they're two of them. They're twins, and they look so strange. They look so strange.
I don't know.
You know, let me show you Julian Castro.
I've seen him.
For you guys looking,
I don't see.
No, he's.
I don't see. Like, can we? Do they have like a shot of Biden's cabinet? I want to see how many lizard people we got in there.
All right, hold on. Let's look at Julian Castro first. Oh God, just. Oh, don't forget the fact that Julian Castro.
What is he doing in Biden's cabinet? Wasn't he lighting him up on the debate?
Yeah, I was about to say. Don't forget that Julian Castro
So if you
lit this
really-
guy. He
so
told
if you
him
shit on the president during the debate, you got a job.
he actually got some good ones in. He was all like, he was like,
He's like,
Joe
did you just
Biden-
forget what you just said?
Yeah, old man, huh? You need a nap, old man? And then poor Biden was there, just like, okay, cabinet, Biden cabinet.
Biden cabinet.
Biden cabinet. All right,
Stay
this
on
is who we have.
topic here.
Oh, you know what? This is actually here we go.
There we go.
They look like lizard people.
Let's see how many lizard.
They
people
don't
we
look
got.
like lizard people, but this is beautiful. Look at that diversity.
It is a diverse cabinet.
It's very diverse.
That one on the top left
Yeah.
works for the Chinese Communist Party.
So part of WikiLeaks, one of the documents that came out was the CIA found out that overseas wars became favorable because Barack Obama was the face of these wars. what the left has been using for a long time, and a lot of people don't like talking about it, is identity politics, right? Like you throw that word, and just like, you fucking right-wing nut job, right?
Yeah.
But it's true. You can't criticize people if they're persons of color or women, right?
So as long as you throw a person of color. Or a woman, and they make bad decisions,
you can't
then
do
you
it
just gotta
because you're racist.
bite the bullet.
Right, because if you're because whatever decisions that they make can't be criticized based on their merit. They have to be criticized based on the fact that they're persons of color or it's a woman.
So
right?
it's everything that Martin Luther King is against.
It's exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Everything's based on, so all the, I'm not saying that any of these people are not qualified.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
And it
that they know what they're doing. They know full well what they're doing with this.
Okay.
Which brings us to...
So the two white guys that are on this board, on this cabinet, that's who's gonna get all the shit? Is that what's happening? 1, 2, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kerry, I guess, is white, but he's more like a skeleton. Then 2,
skeleton.
4, 5. About five white men.
Yeah, they're on their way out. They're just placeholders right now.
Okay, got you.
All right.
Just want to be clear.
Where was with this?
Don't we need more CCP members in this cabinet?
Oh, actually, there's a lot of people who is the senator from that one state? Not Dianne Feinstein.
From California?
She's from the state of California.
Dianne Feinstein, Barbara Boxer?
Barbara Boxer. The Biden campaign actually gave back some of the money that she donated to the campaign because she has close associations to the CCP.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I feel like they're kind of just giving that one to the media just so they can have a story. Anyways, where were we going with this?
What was the guy who was sleeping with the Chinese spy?
Oh, Eric Swalwell.
Yeah, that moron.
Yeah.
What did he disclose to the Chinese?
Anyways,
I'm just so glad that our business is gonna just explode this next year.
Yeah.
Because the gateway for China will open.
The floodgates have opened?
Well, tomorrow they will. Tomorrow they will.
Yeah.
All of the containers will have a green light to pass through. We won't have any more silly requirements like checking for lead. Because that would be xenophobic.
Allegedly.
That'd be xenophobic.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly they have.
100% allegedly. Which reminds me, shoot, maybe we should stop the podcast. I'm gonna make phone calls.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, we're almost done.
Are we?
Do you think we're almost done? Yeah, hold on.
All right, well.
Where are we at? Yeah, and plus it's your birthday today. I don't think we should.
We shouldn't do a long one today.
We shouldn't do a long one. It's your birthday. You gotta go
What
celebrate.
time is it?
It's 3:10.
It's too late already. It's alright, never mind.
Are you trying to do the math on that?
No, I already got it. It's too late. It's alright.
You sure?
We'll just let that one go.
We'll let it go.
Yeah.
Well, join us tomorrow.
No. It's already too late. Even if I made the call right now, it'd be too late. Different time zone. Anyways, going back to our topic of discussion, the Biden cabinet and the lizard people. I only see like 3.
3
Yeah. So.
Okay. Let me see who. I don't even know.
Can you pick them out?
I don't even know.
This is like when you have like a 8th grade photo that you want to show your friends, and you're like, which one is me?
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to.
Can you pick out the lizard people here?
Can I pick out the lizard people? Oh, I feel like I would be heavily criticized if I did.
Okay, let's just.
You know what? How about this?
How about you just show me? Okay,
We'll just do the copy.
No.
Image.
How about we do this?
Sure.
You just want to throw it in there?
All right, folks. This is why you should follow us on Twitter. At
you
pick out the lizard people.
Lizard people.
All right, folks. If you can go ahead and play out join us at GasLit Podcast 1. Play the game of can you pick out the lizard people? All right.
Oh, I can't wait till they cancel the show. This is gonna be fantastic. What other medium can they join us on?
Oh, you know,
After
we're also
YouTube
on
kicks us
SoundCloud.
out? SoundCloud.
We're working on Apple Podcasts and
which will be short-lived as well.
a short-lived adventure. At Audible.
Audible, that's right.
Audible, we're gonna Audible on Amazon. And I think that's it for right now. Oh, you know what? Also Google Podcasts.
Oh, and Google
SoundCloud.
Podcasts.
Not that I didn't
Okay.
say that. So if we disappear from one place and you guys are enjoying what you guys are hearing so far, please join us in the next.
Oh, God. Must be the tequila kicking in.
Yeah.
What else? What else you got, Jimmy?
You know, I was actually just like kind of really bummed out about like
Oh, the fact that today was the end of an
today's
era.
yeah. So I'm gonna pull an all-nighter tonight, so I can fully enjoy.
You gonna like brush up on your Mandarin?
No. Just to enjoy like the last bits of the administration.
Oh,
I'll be doing like throwback videos and everything tonight.
got you.
I'll cry a little bit. I'll laugh.
You should post some stuff. You
I'll
should
laugh.
you should post some like a highlight reel
Oh, we
of
should.
all the good stuff.
With all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Donald Trump dancing to YMCA was probably one of the golden things.
I don't know. Maybe we close it with that.
Okay. Yeah. So
It's a good one.
I'll be up all night doing a tweet storm. I'll be ignoring my family all night today.
Sorry, guys.
You know what? There's another thing that I did want to talk about actually was the idea. The Federalist came out with. You know what? That's what I was talking about. Lizard people. So somebody on the cabinet. Let's not get like.
Speaking of lizard people.
Yeah. Speaking of lizard people. All right. So there's an issue with. You're gonna have to forgive me because I don't exactly remember their names. But the essence of the story was that there's somebody being put on to head the antitrust department for Biden administration that actually helped some of the biggest big tech companies do the biggest mergers that we've seen in the history of history.
And that person is gonna be on.
The person who's part of the who's heading the
Who's
antitrust.
heading antitrust?
Right. So
The one who's responsible for all of these antitrust issues.
Right. So if you're not familiar with antitrust, go ahead and explain. Like, this is like
So-
a high school thing, right?
okay, yeah, so-
it's been a while, but I know what it means, but I just don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, well, to make a complicated thing very simple, is once you start dominating an industry, you cannot make it unfair competition by either acquiring all of your competition or eliminating your competition by not allowing them to play in your space.
Right.
So antitrust, what it does is, it makes companies, let's say, well, a couple of the big ones that just recently happened. Let's say two big companies are struggling, and because there's one huge player in the game. Let's use the wireless network companies as an example. Verizon Wireless is the largest in the United States, and T-Mobile, I believe, was third at the time, and Sprint was number 4. And what happened is Sprint and T-Mobile went out and tried to do a merger. So going back a little bit, that merger actually went through. So T-Mobile did acquire Sprint. And so because they were 3 and 4, they were able to consolidate, and now they're
together.
They're number 3 together, pretty much. They might even be up to 2 now. I'm not sure. I have to check to see where they stand as far as revenue is concerned. But it's basically AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile now. AT&T had made a play to acquire T-Mobile, which did not go through because of this antitrust doctrine or whatever we have.
Well, the laws in
The laws do not allow for one company to get so big as to monopolize an industry.
Right.
Okay, so if you're the only like ISP, it won't work because then you can dictate whatever the pricing is, right? So
Right.
there needs to be fair and open competition. That's one of the issues with like a lot of these big tech companies like Twitter, like Amazon,
Google.
like Google. Yeah, because they dominate their field.
Right.
Yeah, you can go use Yahoo search, but majority of the people use Google search,
Right.
right? Yes, you can go use Rumble, but most people use Twitter, right? The majority of the people.
Rumble, YouTube.
Yes. Or, yeah.
There's Rumble.
No, YouTube is owned by Google.
No, I'm saying but Rumble. Go on.
What I mean is,
Yeah.
there's certain sectors that some of these companies they monopolize, and so if you are one of the people that helped them to monopolize the sector, I don't think you should be put in charge of the
rules that prohibit. Those
no
things.
of them existing, right?
Right.
Because you obviously know all the loopholes that got them through. I mean, it made it possible for them to even exist in the first place.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So what they'll usually do is they'll divest certain things, certain assets or certain parts of their company, so as to not be as powerful or to not be as dominant. But in most cases, what happens is even if they divest, a lot of the competition ends up dying off because they just can't compete with the
Yeah.
sheer like vastness of what they have,
Yeah.
which is basically their follower base, right? Which is how many actual users they have. So if you're Facebook, if you're YouTube, if you're which is part of Google, Twitter.
It's ABC, the ABC company, right? No,
No, the Alphabet company.
The Alphabet company.
Alphabet company, which owns Google search and
Yeah.
all the other everything else that most people use.
Yes,
on a regular
because
basis.
what's crazy to me, and it goes back to the conversation about, you know, like the identity politics thing. Like this, she's a very powerful lady. This lady, right? She's her law firm is a preferred law firm for Google, for Amazon,
Sure.
right? And she's
Which they'll have to stop doing that if she takes that position because it's a conflict of interest.
well, Democrats, they let you do that kind of thing.
I don't think so. I
Well,
don't
that's
think
what
anybody would
that's what they're
allow
arguing.
that.
That's what they're arguing in that article from the Federalist. If I'm not mistaken, if it was the Federalist, I'll find it later.
But here's an
Uh,
example of why that's a problem. It's a huge problem. Let's say it's my law firm, it's John's law firm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy, you work for me,
Mm-hmm.
and we work together with 5-10 other attorneys to put the merger together that got that helped whatever Google acquire YouTube, or that helped Twitter acquire the Cash App.
Yeah, in this
or
case,
something
it'll
like
be
that.
Amazon acquiring Whole Foods.
Let's say Amazon acquiring Whole Foods. Let's say Amazon acquiring a million other different entities that, not a million, but they
Actual
have.
brick and mortar market. I think that's very interesting. The fact that Amazon
Yeah, because it
actual
puts a.
supermarket.
Yeah, because then they have ground floor. It's
Anyways,
not crazy.
So go on with your example.
The point is that if I was to take a position in the government to oversee antitrust, and let's say you just happen to disband off of John's law firm and go start Jimmy's law firm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could still technically go represent them.
Yeah.
That's not a conflict of interest,
Yeah.
right? Because
So they play in the gray area.
yeah, they play in a huge gray area.
Yeah.
So they can find ways to circumvent the system, which eliminates free and open competition.
Yeah. There's okay. So the
I
article.
think there's not it's not by accident that most of these powerful tech companies, these big giant conglomerates, are all backing the Democrats because
Yeah.
they want to keep their dominance. Obviously,
Well-
no one's looking to divest. You don't want to build a multi-trillion-dollar company and then give it away.
Yeah, the I certain the idea is that they want all these people in the government, so when they finally make the final laws in the books, they're the ones grandfathered in.
Oh, it's obviously going to favor them
Yeah,
without a doubt. And if you don't think there's a conflict there, when they were paid, I'm sure handsomely to make these mergers go
gosh.
through.
I can't even imagine how rich they probably have. They probably have what are those?
They get paid
They probably
well.
have bidets
I'm sure they
and
do.
dishwashers.
Doesn't take much to impress you, does it, Jim? Little backsplash water and some automatic
You made it.
soapy suds,
You
and
made
Jim's already in
Ah.
the driver's seat.
Okay,
Okay,
hold on. There's a.
you got Jim's vote.
All right, hold on. Where is this? Oh, I've gone too far. Let's see. Like, let's just say the progressives. It's actually interesting. Every once in a while, you have things where people meet in the middle that you would never expect that they would meet in the middle. And this is actually a move that people are not happy with, progressive and conservatives alike, because progressives are aware of the dangers of big tech censorship, because they are being censored by Democrats already, right?
Correct.
That they basically, the Democrats just basically used all the progressives. All of them. They used Bernie Sanders, they co-opted the squad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get eaten up by the system. And let me see, where is this at? I can't even find it. But anyways, they know it's dangerous. We're heading in a dangerous path right now, because there's the beginning of a review of what social media and technology is in our life now, which is goes back to the Federalist article that came out and says, "Don't worry, it's just corporate fascism." Right?
It is.
Because people say, and it's the same. People say that like, well, you don't like Twitter, just log off, right? You
Yeah.
don't like Facebook, just log off, right? But that's kind of problematic when your face. The best way to reach customers right now is through Facebook.
Sure.
Facebook ads, Instagram.
But that's the thing, is that dominance in that particular field gives them such an advantage that you don't have a choice. There is no good alternative. Because if you go to some other platform and try to advertise to get customers, it's not going to be as successful, clearly, because they don't have the same database.
How many people do you know are on Parler?
Not many.
Yeah, I'm on Parler and it got removed.
There you go. Well, all of that is extremely dangerous, because if it doesn't suit their narrative, if it doesn't go with their ideals, then them just shutting companies down, and they have the right to do. They have the right to do what they feel, because it's private industry.
Yeah.
But some of these big giant companies, they need to be regulated by the government.
So that was the argument that lady, she used to work on behalf of Google, and she says that the only reason that people choose Google and there is no need to regulate them, right, is because they're not affecting the consumer. They're not hurting them.
Sure.
They come to Google because they have a product that that they like and they want to buy it.
Correct.
Right, but I don't think we're at that point anymore. I think we're at a point where it's like Google has flexed its muscle, Twitter has flexed its muscle, Facebook, all these companies have flexed their muscles, and now you're putting a lady who used to work for these companies in charge of an area where they're
disbanding them potentially.
Right. Yeah.
Not likely to happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Well, it's not likely.
I'm sure to save face, they're gonna make some of them divest some of their entities that they have, but it's still not gonna. It's not gonna solve the problem. Like if they give up $100 million of assets, they're gonna make up over $1 billion on the back end. That's just how they do things.
Yeah, because the whole thing with I mentioned that the merger with Whole Foods and Amazon is crazy.
Yeah.
Because the way the article pictured it was just they're stepping into an area that didn't belong to them, right? So a lot of industry, not a lot, but small like mom and pop stores were lost because of Amazon.
100%.
And now they came in and fill in that vacuum. But not only are they filling in that vacuum now, they're seeping into other marketplaces now.
Look at what Walmart's done to most mom and pop shops. Look at all the grocery stores, all the small shops, all the small local businesses that went out of business as soon as Walmart moved into the territory.
But now Amazon is doing that.
Yeah.
Moving into supermarkets. And again,
and they will
nobody's going to be there to stop it.
Well, because the swamp is back, baby.
The swamp is back. America is back, baby. Yeah. Yes. For those of you who are on the just audio podcast, me and John high five for the first time.
I think ever.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah. We fist bump a lot. We fist each other a lot, but we don't. We don't.
You're an idiot.
We don't clap each other a lot. So. That's good. Okay, so we got the three things covered. There is actually another thing that I want to talk about, just how crazy the coronavirus stuff. Because I would be remiss if we didn't talk about coronavirus today. Okay. Because the New York Times actually came out with an article, and the title is, and we didn't even have to get too much into detail. I'm just gonna just say it really quick. The future of coronavirus, an annoying childhood infection. So let's just say who
said that?
The New York Times.
Oh yeah,
the New York Times. The future of coronavirus. For the past year, it's been everybody's gonna die. Everybody handled this poorly. America sucks. Businesses need to die because everybody's selfish. But now this is it. This is their final take before the new president takes office. It's just gonna be an annoying childhood virus. That's it. Like a cold or
whatever,
measles or
whatever you guys want to call it.
Yeah, it's done. It's just that's all it's gonna be. Don't worry. And this is what I've been telling people all along, that once Biden comes into office, like again, you talk about stealing the election, right?
It's like magic.
Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, that's her name. She's trying to open up the bars now. She's saying
Oh,
there's
nice.
no way we can let the bar stay closed for this long.
No.
And I was like, wait.
Churches, yes. Bars, no way.
Wait.
Hold on.
Let's wait. What?
No churches though, right? Gotta
No,
keep the
churches
churches-
are, yeah. No,
that's
we gotta
off.
burn
I
those.
just wanna
Those are
make
still
sure.
good to burn. Cuomo was coming out and saying the same thing. I was like, wait, we've been saying this. This is the kind of shit that makes you feel. GasLit podcast.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification.
This is the shit that drives me crazy. This is the stuff that drives me crazy. They're doing it in front of your eyes. They've been lying to you in front of your eyes. They knew what to do, but they chose to do a certain way so it can have the most effect on people, so they can tailor their narrative and make people think a certain way up until it was no longer
Necessary for them to feel that way.
exactly. That's what they did.
Interesting.
And they.
It's an interesting thought, Jim.
Oh really?
Interesting.
Are you being
It's like this is a haiku.
I think it is.
Haiku.
Oh, okay, yeah. My kid did a haiku recently.
Really?
My imaginary kid that I don't have.
Okay, that's just weird. Could you
Okay,
actually have a
no,
child?
so
Can
what
you
happened?
should spend more time with your real kids?
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore them all day in my Twitter tweet tonight about Trump. Yeah, so I think this is where we're at, and I think it's interesting because at first I was just like, I have a feeling that this is the way it's gonna be, but now it's been confirmed.
What happened with Biden's son taking all this money from China,
The
Russia,
the alive one.
Ukraine,
The living son,
the living son?
not the good son. You're talking about the other.
Yes.
That's a
happened?
good question.
What happened?
The Republicans actually did open up an inquiry,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we stand.
So
But they're-
nothing is gonna happen. So it's okay. It's okay. I could take my son with me to go
On Air
milk
Force Two?
billions of dollars.
On Air Force 2 with John Kerry's son.
Nice.
They
Okay.
probably high-fived each other after.
I'm sure they fisted each other right
They
after.
fisted the hell out of each other. I don't have any animal
no,
updates today.
I'm just saying. I'm just
We're
saying
not there yet.
that. Do you think if the American people knew about Biden's involvement in China, that he would have got any 1 million votes?
Actually, it's funny that you bring that up. If
Don't
Okay,
you think
so
the dissemination of information in a timely manner?
it's funny that you would mention that.
Is
There
necessary?
was a poll that polled people, voters who voted for Biden, and asked them how many stories or headlines that they had heard about. Right?
Mhm.
They talked about his son. They talked about his connections with China. They talked about all that good stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In Ukraine, and they found out that a lot of people that voted for Biden had never even heard of those stories.
You are kidding me.
I'm not kidding. It was an actual thing that happened. They had never.
So
heard
you're saying
So then
that
they-
the social media was keeping all this information on a lockdown until after the election?
Yeah, NPR came out when the Joe Biden story came out. I'm sorry, the Hunter Biden story came out. You know
Yes,
what
Hunter
NPR
Biden.
said? NPR said, you know what? We're not going to cover this story because we don't want to waste the reader's time with this story. They
Really?
They had a statement. They came out
They
and said,
thought it wasn't important.
but now they're covering it because it turns out he is being investigated. It's been confirmed now he's being investigated.
Okay, so can I just say fuck you, NPR?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, honey, I tried not to curse all day, but and fuck you, New York Times.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
And
Here, can you give me a notepad so the people we can't ask for sponsorships?
yes, New York Times
New York
hacks,
Pass.
NPR
Pass.
hacks, MSNBC,
Okay.
CNN,
We can still ask Hunter, right?
Hunter.
Hunter.
Hunter
If he's on a
Biden
bend-
himself?
Yeah, if he's on a bender, we can probably.
Yeah, Hunter will probably sponsor
He's
us.
still in for sure.
I just want in on some of that China money that he got. I mean, I don't know what.
You trying to go on Air Force 2 with the man?
No. I mean, when you're running like a hedge fund,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
funded by the Chinese government.
Oh, you're set.
Trying to get some of that action.
You're set.
Okay.
Oh, we can contact Jim Biden.
Hunter, yes.
All right, let's see. Okay.
Who, the
We're-
uncle?
We're about that.
Oh, is that the dog who made him fall from
yeah,
the
that's,
bathroom?
that's the dog. So
Yeah.
we're about where we need to be for today. Oh yeah, we're actually going a little bit over, but
Are
all right.
we?
Yeah, we're almost there. All right, hold on. Well, we gotta.
No. We have to do the public service stuff.
Okay, wait.
So we already said F you to the
Oh,
New
here
York
it is,
Times,
perfect.
NPR, MSNBC, and
Is this
CNN.
is this still recent?
All these
It's
hacks.
kind of old. Or missed this recall already.
Wait, did Fox cover it? Did Fox cover the Hunter Biden stuff?
Yes.
Oh, they did?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, but actually, Fox.
not F you to you guys. I
Fox
guess.
ratings have actually fallen behind CNN and MSNBC for the first time in 10+ years. Okay.
Yeah, shocker.
Dude, what the hell is Publix? Is that in our state? Our state of Florida?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Here it is. Perfect. Boom.
Public service announcement. 760,000 pounds of Hot Pockets recalled. God damn.
That's right, folks. You heard it right here. First time ever. More than 760,000 pounds of Hot Pockets recalled.
They're contaminated with extraneous materials, including glass and hard plastic.
What?
Holy shit.
What? How does that happen?
How does that get in the Hot Pocket?
Okay, let's see if we can find out. Okay.
Damn, somebody
okay,
left
so-
their last day fucking angry.
All right, so 4 separate consumers complain of extraneous materials in their pepperoni Hot Pockets. They couldn't have done it to like the ham and egg.
I know, no one eats that shit.
Nobody eats that. So this is spinach and white cheddar. Okay.
Huh.
Oh, well, it's pretty serious. We gotta stop
Cream and
joking
pepperoni
here.
made with pork, chicken, and beef, pizza, garlic, buttery crust. Oh, God.
Oh wait.
I don't think I ate one of these after high school.
Oh, you want to go get some for your birthday?
Nope.
Premium pepperoni. Premium. You reading that? Premium pepperoni made with pork, chicken, and beef, and pizza, garlic, buttery crusts recalled from November 13th. Oh, they were made from November 13th to the 16th. So if you bought Hot Pockets back in November and they're sitting in your freezer, you might want to check if they were produced between November 13th and the 16th, right? Let's see.
Wow.
Okay. They're at a point where it's a high health risk, folks. Meaning, what's that say, John?
Will cause serious adverse health consequences or death.
That's one hell of a way to go. Did he die from coronavirus?
No, Hot Pockets. It was Hot Pockets.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, man. You know, it's hard out here in the streets.
It really is. Is that all that there is to that? That's all that there is to that. I feel like we should do animal news though. We had the pigeon update. If you didn't catch the pigeon update, you should.
Pigeon ended up being Australian.
Yeah, it
They
lied
to us, bastards.
Dude,
They just wanted to
all
name
those-
him Joe after Joe Biden.
All those people.
Just to pander to him.
all those people trying to get that last Trump bump, and now the pigeon's trying to get that last
I
Trump
know.
bump in. Whoa! Florida bird caught on video. What?
Swallowing a whole alligator? Oh, play that.
There it goes again, though. The lying news media. That's the world's tiniest alligator.
Play it.
Wait.
I want to see it.
You want to see this?
I want to see the murderers.
All right, folks. We're gonna go while this ad plays. We're gonna go. This is why you should follow us on Twitter. We share a lot of fun stuff. You can do our lizard people contest, and you can see the lying news media lie about
What a
lie,
cry.
lie about this bird.
Ba-dum-tsh.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's
there
the
it is.
world's tiniest alligator.
Dude, that is a baby alligator.
That's
but that
oh,
is a
damn.
freaking huge ass. What is that? A crane? What is that?
Those are those birds that are big. Sheila Guillaume bird. Oh wait, no, that's the lady.
Heroin spent.
A
The
heron.
heron. Oh, it's a
Heron.
heron.
Half an hour
heron.
consuming it.
Damn.
That's pretty brutal.
Damn. That thing is. Dude, birds are dinosaurs, bro.
That is scary.
That is a fucking dinosaur if I ever seen one.
You wake up in the middle of the night, that thing's laying over on top of you.
Yeah, that's
What do you do?
scarier than like a tiger
Do you
or
go back
a
to
lion.
sleep?
Hell no.
I,
I try to shoot that thing.
but it's on top of you already. Oh, there it goes, swallowing it.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
dude, that
it's in.
is a
Go.
dinosaur.
Go. Oh,
That's a
staring-
dinosaur eating another dinosaur. Crocodiles are for sure dinosaurs. Bro, crocodiles are
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
they're like Jurassic Park level dinosaurs, though. Look at that.
This
Just swallow
bird's
it.
a freaking Jurassic Park
Just
dinosaur too. Look at this
Swallow
thing.
it. Swallow it. Stop doing
Oh
that.
my
Just
God.
put it in your stomach. And we don't get to see the swallowing.
Oh, that is nasty.
It's too graphic.
Woo!
All right.
Well, just follow us on Twitter and you'll see it.
All right. Let's see if we can do one more before we go.
Why are you? Get off of this network. You're like giving them views. What is that? World's loneliest elephant arrives in Cambodia with help from Cher.
No.
This is the
No.
stuff we have to
No.
look forward to.
Yeah, this is gonna be the next 4 years, guys. Kamala Harris shoes on Ellen, and elephants.
Go up to the dude, that Tiger dude.
Oh, Tiger King update?
Tiger King's Jeff Lowe ordered to surrender cubs after death of big cats in his care.
that's sad news.
All right,
All right, John. Unless we can find another good one, I think we're good.
Just
right
another fantastic
now.
episode.
I think we've covered everything.
What day is it today? Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday. It's gonna be a long week.
It's gonna be a long
It's gonna be a
week this
long
week.
week.
Donald Trump vows it's only the beginning of his fiery and defiant farewell speech as he brags
Thank
about
you,
his achievements.
President Donald Trump, if you're watching this.
Yes. God bless you and your family. I hope you don't get attacked as soon as you step down. I'm just saying. You don't think some freaking Antifa is gonna?
Allegedly.
I'm just saying.
All right. All right, John. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, man.
My dad gifted the entire...
Stay classy, America. Don't do anything stupid.
That's right.
Just let it happen. Brush up on your Mandarin. B.
Bernard's our camera guy. He does camera stuff.
Podcast's over, bud. Thank you.